Hey everyone, long time no see. I've been above average busy outside of YouTube as of late, so regrettably, there were quite a few developments happening over the last month that I wasn't able to comment on as they happened, such as Batman landing a director, and solo movies featuring Nightwing and Batgirl suddenly being fast-tracked and seemingly being given priority over the likes of Shazam and The Flash. At the time when news of these movies broke, they seemed every bit as random as Gotham City Sirens, as if Warner were running around like headless chickens, hopelessly reactionary to Lego Batman being a smash hit. But now, a new leak might provide some much needed context. And if the leak is to be believed, it suggests that these movies are all part of the plan. The new plan, that is, not the one Zack Snyder and his compadres set out on. In this video, I'll talk about Batman landing a director and what that might mean for Batman going forward, the leaks and what they, if true, say about Warner's changing plans for DC on film, and to which extent the information leaked is trustworthy. Ever since Affleck dropped out of directing Batman, and Matt Reeves was name-dropped as a potential replacement, fans and pundits took such a liking to the idea that Warner failing to secure him would have been seen as another torpedo in the DC bow, even if he was never formally attached. As such, people freaked out when learning that talks broke down after things got really heated there for a while. Why things got so heated, we don't actually know. Did Warner demand a level of creative control that Reeves couldn't live with? Did Reeves recognize the fan pressure that he sign on and use it to extort a ridiculous amount of money from Warner? In the end though, cooler heads prevailed. On February 23rd, Batman officially had a director in Matt Reeves. While we don't know the details of Reeves' level of creative control, we can reasonably assume everything developed prior to his signing on is up in the air now. Deathstroke as the villain? Not a sure thing. Certainly not as the main villain. Affleck script? Out the window. Elements of it might be kept, of course, but with Reeves in charge, we are looking at a total rewrite here. Also out the window is any hope Warner might have had to have a Batman movie in theaters in 2018. Due to his Planet of the Apes commitment, Reeves can't even begin pre-production on Batman until the time he would have had to start filming if the movie was to stand a chance of being released in 2018. This is somewhat ironic, as Warner gunning for a 2018 release was no doubt a contributing factor to Affleck dropping out of directing in the first place. Now the movie will be released in 2019 anyway. But that might actually work out for the better, because evidently unbeknownst to the producers who pressured Affleck to have the movie out by 2018, 2019 is the year that marks the 80th anniversary since Batman's first appearance in Detective Comics 27, way back in 1939. If a recent leak from 4chan making the rounds is to be believed, the current powers that be at DC Entertainment are very well aware of Batman's 80th anniversary and have every intention of making 2019 the year of Batman. The rumored slate for 2019 begins with the Harley Quinn-centric Suicide Squad spin-off Gotham City Sirens on the weekend of Valentine's Day. That will then be followed up by the Nightwing movie on Memorial Day weekend, Batgirl in August, and finally, Matt Reeves' Batman movie in November. As always, everything originating from places like 4chan need to be taken with a grain of salt, but we actually do know that every single one of those 4 movies are in development. David Ayer has been attached to direct Gotham City Sirens for some time already. The Hollywood Reporter broke the scoop that Lego Batman director Chris McKay was in talks to direct a Nightwing movie on February 23rd, and on March 30th, Variety broke the scoop that Avengers director Joss Whedon was in talks to helm a Batgirl movie. This movie is said to feature the new 52 version of Batgirl, in which a traumatized Barbara Gordon has recovered from being paralyzed and wheelchair-bound for years, following the events of Alan Moore's The Killing Joke storyline. We already knew all of these movies were coming. The 4chan claim is that they will all be released within the course of just 1 year, the year of Batman's anniversary. and what an 80th celebration of Batman that could make. But there is more to this. The original plan for the DCEU, the one made by Zack Snyder and his partners in crime, that is gone now. The only thing left of it are Wonder Woman, Justice League and Aquaman. They even aborted Justice League Part 2. If we take this leak at face value, what we might be seeing here is the new plan going forward, the one cooked up by DC Entertainment showrunners Geoff Johns and Jon Berg. Prior to this leak, the announcements of Gotham City Sirens following the success of Suicide Squad and reception of Harley Quinn, and Nightwing following the success of Lego Batman, seemed random and hopelessly reactionary. With this leak, it appears there is a reason behind the madness and a strategy at play after all, and you can rest assured that when they bring someone like Joss Whedon on board, it is not just to direct one Batgirl movie. They'll want him to assist in ensuring continuity, character relations, and character development, like he did at Marvel. Can they do it? Can they have 4 movies ready for 2019? It'll be tough, but with Warner's resources and Whedon's experience with the Marvel way, yeah, I believe they could. But not everyone does. This leak made the rounds so far outside the usual circles and created so much noise that the aforementioned Geoff Johns and Jon Berg commented on it at Twitter, essentially denying it. That could mean that this really is bogus. Or it could mean that they aren't ready to make the announcement just yet. That's the problem with denials. So many things denied at one point turns out to be true once enough time has passed. Sony denied the Spider-Man deal until they announced it, and Marvel denied Planet Hulk until they were good and ready to announce it. So like with those, time will tell here as well. Something else we are all dying to learn right now, but will only learn in time, is Ben Affleck's long-term commitment to Batman. Will he still portray the Dark Knight in the Matt Reeves Batman movies? His future involvement in the franchise remains uncertain at this stage, and if indeed he is out, I still maintain we won't hear of it until after Justice League is done in theaters. Speaking of which, the end of the Justice League trailer did not fill me with hope.
Good to see you playing well with others again.
Maybe temporary.
Was Affleck talking about himself here? I get the line within the context of the movie. But with the real-life drama surrounding Affleck and his commitment to Batman, I'm surprised they would put that in the trailer. But outside of the DCEU, there may still be even more Batman coming in 2019, at least according to the leak, which may or may not be true. In the same 4chan leak, it was also claimed that 2 Batman animated features will be released in 2019. One of which will be The Long Halloween. For those not in the know, Chris Nolan's The Dark Knight drew inspiration from that. Furthermore, either Dark Universe or Suicide Squad 2, which apparently won't be directed by Mel Gibson, is claimed to be fast-tracked for a 2018 release. Johns and Berg's denials taken into account, none of this actually sounds implausible. DC already release multiple animated movies every year, including the occasional adaptation of seminal storylines, so why not The Long Halloween? The only DC movie currently slated for a theatrical release in 2018 is Aquaman, and that won't be out until the very end of the year. If they do want another movie out before 2019, they can still have that, but they have to fast track it right now, whether it be Dark Universe or Suicide Squad 2. About that, I can see why they would want Mel Gibson to direct, and we do know that he has been in talks with Warner about it. His off-screen antics aside, he is a great director. Furthermore, he was an outspoken critic of Batman v Superman, calling it, quote, a piece of shit. The new DC management landing someone like him would be a great way of sending the message that the drivel that came before won't be anything like the awesomeness that is to come. Personally though, I really hope the claims of him passing on Suicide Squad 2 indeed are true. For the simple reason that instead of him wasting time on comic book movies, other directors might be more suitable for than him anyway. I'd rather see Gibson devote his time to making more great original movies like Hacksaw Ridge or Apocalypto, which is one of my personal favorite movies of all time. That is not to say I wouldn't want to see him make any genre movie, period. He'd be my number one pick for a proper adaptation of Robert E. Howard's original Conan stories. I just don't quite see how his sensibilities as a director makes him a good fit for Suicide Squad. Hell, I don't even want another Suicide Squad, so here's to hoping that Constantine and the Dark Universe prevails and ends up fast-tracked for a 2018 release. In the end though, we don't know if any of this is true, but I'm interested to hear what you all think. Do you think this leak might have revealed the plan before they were ready to announce it? Or are they really the bunch of headless chickens running around that we thought they were prior to the leak? Let me know in the comments.
If you like this video, please hit that subscribe button. Join us for spin-free news and analysis of the happenings and corporate politics behind the scenes of your favorite genre movies, as well as explorations of your favorite characters and their backgrounds and context here at Midnight's Edge.